Good evening from Brindisi, Italy. Hello, everybody. This is the Basketball Champions League, and it is the regular season Group D game between Happy Casa Brindisi and Falco Sambote. It is game day 6, and this is a battle between two and three teams. Casper Okorn, the coach of Sambote, certainly is finding something funny, as is Adrian Banks, one of the game day MVPs this week. You see Dijon losing at home to Telecom Baskets Bonn in Group D. Neptunus Klaipėda winning over Besiktas, and PAOK convincing winners over Casademont Zaragoza. So PAOK now with a couple of wins, and Casademont Zaragoza dropping to 3-3, and now it is Happy Casa Brindisi and Falco Sambote, who come from Hungary. And we'll also get a look at the standings as we speak here before the game, and then it will illustrate as to why this is such an important game, even though it's early in the season. Certainly from Brindisi, you cannot afford to drop home games. And there you are, down at 7 and 8, although the 4th place. And the idea is you want to get into the top 4. Again, we're not even halfway, so there's no time to panic, yet there's a lot of competition for those top 4. And for Kelvin Martin there from Brindisi, that's what he's going to be doing. And I'm guessing that's what his teammates are going to be doing as well. Kelvin Martin, speaking of him, he's been on the winning side in 9 of his last 10 Basketball Champions League games as a player on the home team. So that bodes well for Brindisi. For Falco Sambote, Jovanti Redick right up the top. Well, you got to watch him. Devon Washington, Zoltan Perel, the Hungary international, along with Benedikt Varadi, Szilard Benka, another Hungarian international, Quentin Hooker. Those guys will be playing a lot of minutes tonight. Falco, remember, had to come through the qualifying to get this far. For Happy Casa Brindisi, John Brown, Adrian Banks, Kelvin Martin, Radosavljevic, Zanelli, Yanuzzi, all the way down. It's a good roster. Both of these teams have good rosters, but it all comes down to execution, making free throws, playing defense, and crucially playing for 40 minutes. You got to play for 40 minutes, folks. Now, we've seen some nail-biting games this week. A lot of close games in the Basketball Champions League. Gaziantep just winning a game right at the buzzer, having trailed for much of the contest to Nizhny Novgorod. So here's Brindisi being introduced here to the crowd. They're leading the league in points off turnovers, so you know they want to put some pressure on the basketball, scoring 23.2 points per game after their opponent turns the ball over. Falco's defense does a pretty good job in terms of guarding the three-point shooters, allowing just 25.2% shooting from behind the arc. Now, talking about Jovanti Redick, averaging 18.3 points per game on the road. And he was the league leader in field goal percentage among players with at least 50 attempted field goals after the first 5 games. 3rd overall after Siobhan Thompson of Filou Ostend and Suleiman Brimo. Redick is shooting 69.2% from the floor going into game day 6. The coaches greet each other. The players greet each other here before the opening tip. And we're just minutes away here. You see the referees for tonight's game also lining up in their customary position. Boris Krejci, Martin Vulic from Croatia, Boris Krejci from Slovenia, and Thomas Bijuel from France. And Redick there also putting himself through his paces as his team gets ready for this hugely important game. Just imagine Falco Szombathely have made it through 2 qualifying rounds just to get into the regular season. And in the regular season, they've won a couple of games. They could have won a couple of more games as well. It remains to be seen how they're going to bounce back, having not performed up to what they would have expected last week in their game at Besiktas, falling 74-49. And for Brindisi, they're coming off a 95-91 loss at PAOK. So, things can change very quickly if you don't take care of business. That 4-point defeat, they lost earlier by 16 to Dijon. Okay, so the referees, I mentioned them already: Boris Krejci, Martin Vulic, and Thomas Bijuel from Slovenia, Croatia, and France. Adrian Banks leading Brindisi in scoring at 16 points per game. And meanwhile, coming in for Falco Szombathely, no surprise, Jovanti Redick leading it at 15.8 points. He's in the starting 5 with Curry, Ron Curry, Binke, Hooker, and Filipovic. And there's Coach O'Koren. Gasper O'Koren doing a good job with this Falco Szombathely thing. Talking to his youngster there, Filipovic, what he wants from him in this game. And for Happy Casa Brindisi, Martin, Banks, Brown, Thompson, and Stone in that starting 5. And it's Francesco Vitucci who's the coach of Brindisi. Filipovic getting some more last-minute instructions. Talking about Brindisi, they come into this game, they're 3rd in the Italian League, 6-2, level with Dinamo Sastri, another basketball Champions League team there, who are in 2nd place, behind Segafredo Virtus Bologna, who won this competition last season. And that was a team that Martin played for. Falco Vulcano Szombathely are leading unbeaten up at the top of the Hungarian standings, and they come into this game having won by 5 points, 65-60, JP Auto, who have yet to win, so they had to really pull out all stops to win that game. So in form, you might wonder if it might be Brindisi's would be the favorites, especially here at home. So getting ready to tip things off here in Brindisi between Happy Casa Brindisi and Falco Vulcano Sombote. First meeting between these two teams this season in the Basketball Champions League. Well, good evening, folks. We are in Brindisi, Italy. This is the Basketball Champions League Game Day 6 clash between Happy Casa Brindisi and Falco Vulcano Sombote. Brindisi winning the opening tip and attacking the basket to the left on your screen, and starting things off, getting a jump shot to fall here early. So Stone gets his first 2 points. And the drive and the basket is good by Redick. Or have they counted it? Maybe not. Yes, they have counted it. And the foul was called. So free throws coming now for Redick, who again is off to a whale of a start this year in the Basketball Champions League, and comes right out and starts things off with a three-point play for his team. Banks drifts to his left, and the drive and the basket is good. So 4-3. That was Tyler Stone scoring down low. Filipovic puts it up from long range. Now Martin. Banks loses control of it. And flying in for the dunk was Ron Curry, who has tended to be a slow starter in these Basketball Champions League games. It'll be interesting to see how he plays if he hits the early one. But there's Banks getting it right back and more with the three-pointer. And the dump. Redick passes it back outside. And again, Filipovic this time knocks it in from deep. Sombote with a 1-point lead. A lot of points here in the early going. Martin gets to the line, passes it back outside. Quentin Hooker with the rebound, brings it up. Filipovic again, he's already hit one. He's not shy about putting them up, that's for sure. That's his third three. 1 of 3. Now bounce pass. Banks has it swatted out of bounds by Binka. Szilard Binka. Good defense by the Hungarian international. That was the unfortunate turnover by Banks for Brindisi. And Curry was only too happy to oblige with a dunk. I know, so a foul was called, in fact, so Banks goes to the line and makes the first. The foul was called on Redick. Banks makes both free throws. Averaging 16 points per game. Redick has it knocked away by Stone, by Brown, but the ball will remain at this end. He could not quite control it. Curry takes the pass, has it knocked away this time as well by Martin, and he can't control it. Only 4.9 seconds left on the shot clock. Curry's going to inbound the basketball. They get it to Redick, and he takes it down low, misses. Challenged by Brown. Martin to Banks. Over the shoulder pass. And the basket is good by Stone. So Tyler Stone, 4 points. Excuse me, 6 points now. Quentin Hooker. Oh, beautiful follow there by Filipovic. Banks doesn't waste much time, misses. Curry brings it forward. Redick down low, and will settle for a trip to the free throw line. Boy, they don't necessarily try to ride his back, Redick, but he gets his points every single game. Goes 1 of 2 at the line that time. So ties it up at 11. Thompson over to Banks. Martin. Oh, dumps it down low to Brown, who throws it down. Redick again goes to work, this time denied. Not having much success down low. And then quickly, a little bit out of control, Martin called for the charge into Redick. Brindisi fans letting the refs know what they thought about that, but that was a good call. Good hustle by Redick to get back on defense. Hooker off of Redick's hands, and a chance again for Thompson, who lays it up and in. Great job getting up ahead of the defense. Curry this time, and again Redick couldn't quite finish. Brown dumps it to Thompson. I think Oklahoma might need to get a timeout. Oh boy, the back door was there. They didn't get it to Curry. Now Redick, see if it works this time. He does get inside, and he goes up strong. Now, Martin on the baseline. Brown, rather. 19-13. 4 points for Brown. Nobody picks up Filipovic, and He's had a great start to the contest. 5 points for Filipovic. So Brindisi leading by 4. You can see they really want to get up and down the floor. Quentin Hooker goes off the left foot and scores. Getting down low, and good battling move by Kelvin Martin. And he gets a trip to the free throw line. Here it is again, guarded by Benka. Tough to control. First free throw is good. See some changes here by both teams. Radosavljevic comes in for Brindisi. And Devon Washington comes in for Falco. Again, another drive and another basket. This time by Szilard Binke. Oh, Banks just dribbling around and ends up dunking and then pulling himself up on the rim. He is quite the entertainer, especially on the offensive end. It's almost as if he put Falco into a trance. Look at this. This was the dunk, and watch him pull himself up. Good job, Filipovic, once again. And another miss. Thompson with the rebound. Ball intercepted by Redick. It was intended for Radosavljevic. And maybe a little bit too much to hope for there on the pass to Filipovic, and a foul committed by Falco Lucano Sombote in the backcourt by Devon Washington. Redick takes his first breather. Lake comes in. Hold has been called. Radosavljevic puts it up from three-point range. Their biggest lead of the game. Brindisi up by 7 points. Bounce pass, and going up for the easy dunk was Daquan Lake. Radosavljevic turns it over again. Filipovic, evades the defense and goes up for the two-handed jam. Banks takes the contact, goes down. You can see why Oklahoma was a little bit upset with that call. Looked like Banks kind of ran into the defender, and that was Filipovic making no mistake. He's got 7 points. And Banks, again, does what's needed. Knows if he can get to the free throw line. He's got a great chance of adding to that lead, and he does. Nine points for Banks. Filipovic for three. Does not go down, rimmed out. Jump shot from Radosavljevic, nope. And right at the buzzer. Well, Brindisi getting the better of the exchanges in the first quarter. They lead it 28-23 over the visitors from Hungary, Falco Vulcano Szombathely. 28-23, happy Casa Brindisi on top at the end of one. Brindisi 8 of 10 inside the arc, 2 of 4 from deep, and 6 of 6 at the line. Szombathely 9 of 16 inside the arc, just 1 of 5 from deep. So offense, no problem for this Brindisi team. Just unusual turnover there on Banks, but he came right back and hit the three-pointer and led Brindisi to a 5-point lead at the end of one. Curry, Binke will be in the starting, or be in the lineup here as the second quarter gets underway. Curry's got the ball in his hands. Also Lake still in the game. And Washington. And Filipovic. Ball turns over to Brindisi. Martin. I'm not sure there's a player that plays harder on defense than Martin. And now the good spin in the basket, good. Radosavljevic has come out and knocked down a couple of shots tonight. 5 points already. Make it 6. Actually hails from Germany. 26 years of age now. Three-point attempt from Benkenop, and an 8-point lead for Brindisi and a chance to stretch it. But Martin just kind of lost control of the basketball. Good anticipation, and the steal and the dunk from Martin. Gets it right back. Boy, you can't make any lazy passes when he's on the court. We've seen that time and time again in the Basketball Champions League. And now the turnover after the offensive foul. Vasiljevic turns, gets it up, and he's called for a travel. So the footwork was not quite what it needed to be. Watch his feet. Must have just shuffled his feet there, right at the end. Curry takes a very difficult shot. Lake unable to score after the miss. And again, and the long shot is good. The three-pointer made by Gaspardo, Rafael Gaspardo. His first 3 points of the game. Szilard Benka. Spins. And ball goes out of bounds. Marko Krivocevic in the game now, and not sure what the deal is with Zoltan Pearl. We should have seen him by now, so it could be that he's not feeling well. For whatever reason, one of their main players. Curry. Szilard Benka from deep. That's good. Boy, that was a tough three, and he made it to cut it back to 10 points, the deficit. At the charity stripe is good from Gaspardo. No, that was Zanelli, excuse me. And now the block, the ball hit out of bounds. Krivocevic trying to get to the rim. It was Martin that went up and made sure that wasn't getting anywhere near the rim. Quick pass. Vasiljevic misses. Martin gets the rebound. And denied was Gaspardo. And then Martin hustles back and gets another block. Not in my house, he says. Not in Brindisi. Well, we saw him play like this back in the day for MHP Rees in Lewisburg. We saw it last year also with Virtus Bologna, and now we're seeing it with Brindisi. Look at that. All energy, hustle, athleticism, timing. Then the verbal message. Get it out of here, he says. So timeout on the floor as Falco Vulcano Sombate try to regroup.
Hey, doesn't matter, we have still 8 players to rotate. And don't fucking lose, okay? But go stronger, okay? I understand or not? Hey, roll it, Hooker, roll it. I scored this, Jebote, when you are open. I make it. Don't give up, it's okay.
Possession of this end, trailing by 12 points. Ivacevic again rejected, this time by Radosavljevic. And from the right corner, fouled while attempting the three-point shot. Zanelli. So free throws coming. Is that Campogrande? Sorry. So, yeah, in fact, it was actually Luca Campogrande. So he goes to the line now, looking for his first points of the game. And he gets his first one. This is second. And this is turning out to be pretty easy here for Brindisi, up 14. And indeed, he makes all 3 free throws, the biggest lead of the game now, 15 points. So Gaspardo, you saw him on the bench. He's left the game. Tyler Stone back in. And Campogrande picks up the foul. Quentin Hooker off target. Campogrande hands it off to Stone. Ball goes out of bounds. Vaughn Washington coming back in. He's a three-point threat. Falco need some offense from somebody. Will it be Hooker? No, foul called on Radosavljevic. Hooker at the line. Follows his shot. We'll look past Zanelli. And Campogrande not able to control it, but I mean, these are the moments where, okay, Brindisi's leading by 15. You got a chance to extend the lead. Got to see if you have a cheer, some applause as he exits the game. You have a chance to kind of like step on the throat here of the visitors, put them away. But if you don't, you leave the comeback possibility there. Nevertheless, Szilard Benka misses down low. Stone hands it off. Zanelli. Now to Stone. Campo Grande. That's good. Well, it's going from bad to worse for Falco as Campo Grande drills the three and takes it up to the biggest lead of the game, 18 points. Three-pointer. Nice bounce pass, but Redick under a little bit of duress there with Zanelli beside him, just did not put it up softly. Can't spurn opportunities that close to the basket. And meanwhile, coming right back and striking again from mid-range. Brindisi taking the lead back up to 18 points. That was Darius Thompson. Well, we see no Verratti tonight. He's a real battler for Falco. Volcano Sombate. We've got no Zoltan Pearl. Those are two key absences.
What I have to do is score layup, okay? This is, you understand me? Let's say you did everything from 5 down. You just need to score. You have just to put the ball inside. You have pull up alone. In last 3 offenses, we have 6 points on the plate. Do not score on the other side, they score it. It depends. It's 12, it's 20. Let's go.
Coaches Oakhorn is basically saying, listen, guys, we got the ball where we wanted. All you got to do is put it in the basket. And he's right. I mean, they've missed some opportunities. Benka missed a wide open layup. Redick, even though he was under a little bit of pressure, missed one that he should have made. The only thing is they can't trade baskets. They got to get some stops. Three-point attempt. It's good. Washington has got that ability. We've seen it this season. Stone. Well, Brindisi, there's no slowing him down. Still got 3.5 minutes to go in the first half, and they've already got 48 points. Poverty to Washington, and he's fouled. Zanelli. Well, the 24-second shot clock means you've got to play. Can't slow it down. So really, if they can get some stops and score, they'll get right back into it. But you know, we've seen it this season from Falco. They struggled to score last week, and the same thing is happening tonight. And another basket, an easy one. Zanelli takes it up to 51-29. Three-pointer answers the three by Zanelli. So 51 points already for Brindisi. Ball knocked out of the hands. And Hooker, meanwhile, throws it up. And an alley-oop for Redick, although it looked like he wanted to dunk it because he looked at his hands. And the ball, if it did slip out, it went straight off the backboard and in, so he'll take it. It's a good job defensively by Hooker just to swipe it away. Yeah, it did. He was definitely going for the dunk, and you could see the ball just kind of got away from him. So stroke of good fortune.
Pick around here, okay? Rotating to the big.
5 3-pointers for Happy Casa Brindisi.
We need full rotation. Don't wait, but with the ball. When the ball is going, we gotta start moving.
Offense switching defense. Loro stanno cambiando tutto.
Pass down low. Now, here comes Zanelli again into the corner. And the miss. It's Curry. That was Campogrande with the miss. And another one, and the dunk this time from Lake. And all of a sudden, the Hungarian club has clawed the deficit back to 15 points. Another turnover, another chance for Falco. Vulcano Sombote. And Washington drills the 3-pointer. And suddenly it's a 12-point game. Well, they were reeling, and they have suddenly gotten themselves back into the contest here. Boy, they would love to get even closer. Let's see if Brindisi can get a basket, and they'll get an easy one. So Zanelli takes it back to 14 points. Crucial here for Falco Vulcano Sombote to not fall any further behind before halftime. Lake with the rebound. Shot clock did not reset. Filipovic takes a very difficult shot. Lake goes for the follow, and I'm not sure what Stone thought one of his teammates would be up the floor to catch that pass, but there was nobody within a country kilometer of that. Washington takes a seat after hitting that 3-pointer. So one more chance here for the visitors to get closer. Hooker launches it from deep. And they'll have to settle for having pulled it back to within 14 points here at Happy Casa Brindisi. And it is indeed a happy casa. Although it was happier about a minute and a half ago. They nevertheless lead it by double digits. Happy Casa Brindisi on top, 53-39 over Falco Vulcano Sombote. Well, you look at the numbers, and Brindisi aren't missing much, are they? 78% inside the arc, 62%, beyond it, 5 of 8, and they're 10 of 10 at the free throw line. With that type of performance, you would think they would be up by at least 20 points, but it's only 14. 18 rebounds for Brindisi, 15 for Sombote. Those 5 steals helped Sombote cut into that deficit right at the end of the half. Banks with 9 points, Stone 8, Zanelli 7. Washington and Filipovic each with 9 points for Sombote, and Redick has 8 points. So we are at halftime, and it's Happy Casa Brindisi up by 14 points on Falco Lucano Sombote. We will be right back before the start of the third quarter.
Lewis trying to find a way through, and he does brilliantly. Couple of hesitations, and he finally got the space, and he finished left-handed. 9 points for Lewis.
Filippovity, they just said go to the basket. Here we go. Oh, and he gets rejected. And the ball batted out of bounds. It's going to be, look at this, Mr. McAdoo.
5-second difference between shot and game clocks here. Alley-oop, slam dunk. Down big by Tony Wroten. More points in the paint.
On one screen now. What a pass. Oh, baby. What a throwdown. And it's that big fella. And it's number 21, Kamari Murphy. Just caught it off the pick and roll. What a pass by Travis Simpson. And now the alley-oop. Oh, how about that from half court? And it's Bolster that throws it down. Another assist for Klein.
14 points the difference. No look pass. Oh, and the dunk. Bradovich with the dunk.
Every time they attack the basket, they want to rip the ring down. Another alley-oop. Oh, no way. He did it again. Terry is the flying man out there. He wants to rip it all down. I can't believe what we're seeing right now.
Thompson rolling to the ring. Here he is now. Spins, goes along the baseline, throws it down. Well, he had the #1 play last week, and that might be in the top 10 once again. Siobhan Thompson, the reverse over Mustafa Fowl. Huertas. Oh, they find Salim wide open. The flare is good. What execution from Tenerife. Big time shot from Sasu Salim.
Extra pass, Saros puts it on the floor, goes strong, oh! Put an exclamation mark under that performance. But watch this, highlight time. Saros has been unbelievably good.
53-39, happy Casa Brindisi on top of Falco Vulcano Sombote here in Italy. Both of these teams have won 2 of their opening 5 games. Find themselves at the bottom of the group, bottom of Group D coming into this one. So a win is imperative, really, although we're not even at the halfway point of the season. Especially for Brindisi, they know they've got to get wins at home if they want to progress in this competition. Of course, the team from Italy won the Basketball Champions League last year for the first time, last season rather. That was Virtus Bologna. Brindisi 3rd in the standings in Italy, and hoping to make this a special season by having success on the domestic front and in European competition. But against this Falco Vulcano Sombote team, for long stretches they were making it look easy, and it does seem like they should be up by 20 points or more in the game, but it's only 53-39. The problem for Falco Vulcano Sombote is you know, they get their points in spurts. They just seem to kind of struggle, especially in the half court offense for points. If Redick isn't scoring, and there's no Zoltan Pearl tonight, especially one of their great creators, they don't have quite as many options. Filippovedy has played well on balance. Filippovedy started, and he's got 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting from the floor. He's got a couple of rebounds and a steal. And they're going to need a lot more from some other players like Benka, who had a tough first half, 5 points. Curry had just 2 points after that turnover. Went down and dunked. And Quentin Hooker, just 1 of 8 from the floor. Javonte Redick has 8 points. So second half underway here in Brindisi. And it's Banks, Brown, Martin, Stone, and Darius Thompson on the floor right now for Brindisi. Martin misses. Brown with the rebound, but then his pass into the corner gets away from Banks. So another opportunity to get closer here. Curry launches it from deep. Javonte Redick there for the putback, and he is fouled. We saw that at the start of the game. He started with a 3-point play, and now he has a chance to do it again. Great work from Redick. Sure enough, he starts it off with a 3-point play and gets that deficit back to 11 points. A nice little run here at the start of the third quarter would spice things up. Brown catches it. Looks like he was about to fall over and was able to hold his balance and go up and score. Good play by Brown. Wide open. 3-pointer from Benka. He knocks it in. And it's back to 10 points. The comeback could be on. Sombote have to get some stops. Brown. Quick pass. Gets away. And turns it over. Intended for Thompson. Sometimes that's their problem. Brindisi, it feels like they get in their own way. Benka goes baseline. His pass intended for Quentin Hooker. Good reaction by Thompson to knock it out of bounds. Three-pointers, good. There's Curry. And now it's a 7-point lead. Well, he was due. Stone from downtown gets it right back. Quentin Hooker spins. Nobody picks him up as he goes into the paint and lays it up and in. Nice fight being shown here by Falco Vulcano Sombote. Good hands from Hooker, almost a chance for a turnover. They've trailed by as many as 22 points in this game. Right now they are down by just 8. Thompson. Get it to Banks. Shot clock winding down. And tough play. Filipovic grabs it and is fouled by Banks. Brindisi really for the first time tonight seemed to be out of their rhythm. Benka. They want to get it to Redick. Redick sets the pick, and Benka falls down at least to a 3-on-1 break to Thompson. Oh boy, that is a killer for Falco. You're looking for points and you turn it over for an easy 2. Filipovic. And it's just changed the game. You can feel it. Again, Brown flies in, he's denied. But there for the putback with Stone. Points, the advantage. Foul called on Martin. That was great hustle back by Filipovic to get that block. But that's also great hustle by Stone to follow up the missed shot. While you hustle down, shot clock winding down. 3-point attempt. Banks up ahead for another break, and Stone, great hustle by the big man. And all that hard work goes by the wayside as Brindisi pushed the advantage back to 14 points. Timeout. Falco Vulcano Sombote. Here is another look. Banks doesn't hesitate.
The ball and finish it. What is so difficult? Pick and roll. If you attack pick and roll, attack X2, X5. That Banks have to come on the pick and roll, okay? Not Martin with Benke, okay? Benke keeps spacing. Or X1 with Thompson, or X2 with Curry, okay?
Let's go.
You understand or not?
Get that on.
If we roll pick and rolls, not with you and with Ron, not with Benke.
Banks with 4 assists and 3 rebounds to go with his 9 points. O'Korn has to be frustrated, having watched his team get that deficit to single digits. Now the lead has gone back to 14. Quentin Hooker. Curry. Hooker passes up to 3, puts it up, and hits the long jump shot. Oh, Thompson's starting to feel it. There is Thompson, has got 11 points with that 3. Quick pass down low to Redick. And he puts it up with 2 hands. Martin. He puts it up from deep. Wow. His defense terrorizes you, and now he's coming out and hitting 3-pointers. I know that was a 2, in fact, so 15 points the lead. Pass and the cut, and the basket is good by Hooker. Martin's 3-pointer. Well, it fooled me again. It was a 2, but it was a long 2. Not sure why there's a delay right now. Here, oh, they want to review and see if it was a 3. They want to see if the right foot was on the line. Looks like it was. Now I don't feel so bad about saying that was a 3 in the first place, because it was close. Here it is again. Look at the right foot. Well, from that angle, it looks like it might be a 3. I don't think they have a camera angle that can overrule it. Either that or they're convinced that it was a 2. So it remains a 2. And nice spin move. Brown, and then left wide open, missed the layup. So Brown upset with himself, and then he reads the pass again. That was telegraphed by Hooker. And he goes over and helps Brown out, but well, it wasn't too bad of a foul. It was definitely a foul, but it was a bad turnover by Hooker, your point guard. You can't make that pass. You want to know why it wasn't an unsportsmanlike. So he's thinking it could be an unsportsmanlike. if it were an unsportsmanlike, you get 2 free throws in possession, it could end up being a 5-point play. But now he misses the first free throw and ends up being a 1-point play. And it's back to a 14-point lead, what it was at halftime. Good, strong drive by Benka. Oh, what a play. The alley-oop to Brown. He didn't miss that one. Chalk up another assist to Banks. Redick turned that into a very tough shot. Excuse me, Thompson with the assist. Thompson spins. Another alley-oop. Back-to-back alley-oops. And this one is dunked by Brown. Well, Brindisi is a team that knows how to put on a show. They entertain the fans. And at the end of the day, you want to get people in seats. And that's how you do it. Redick, meanwhile, keeps it simple, catches, turns, and scores. If you're going to score points, and you can do it in thrilling fashion, you may as well. Here's a dump, and this time a rejection. It's going to lead to a break for Hooker. Had a chance to Filipovic. It was blocked. Benka. And Brown almost coming up with another steal. Now Curry steps behind the arc. The game opens up. This is what the fans like. And then a late foul called on Redick. That was one of the plays of the game right there. He's got enough flight time to where he can catch it and then dunk it. That was the play before. So 2 of the best plays of the night we've just seen here in the third quarter with Brown on the end of both of those passes. Now Brown takes a seat. Looks tired, doesn't he? Esparto back in the game, number 10. And the ball laid up, and there the rebound, no good, but they stay with it. And finally, Stone taps it in. Now an offensive foul. Ooh. It was on Benka for raising his right forearm. I like the fact that Banks doesn't react and go towards Benka. You can see why he might have there, but just continues to play. 3 fouls on Benka. Three-pointer bounces high off the rim, rebounded by Filipovic. Lake in the game, number 31. Curry launches it again from deep. That's good. That's what they really need him to do. They need him to step up and be a scorer. So he's 2 of 6 from deep. Zanelli dribbles up high. 15 seconds. Well, Campo Grande has certainly shown us tonight that he can knock it in from a long way out. Curry gets it right back, or he gets 2 points right back, and we're right back to where we were at halftime. A 14-point difference. Happy Casa Brindisi on top here at home on game day 6 in the Basketball Champions League. 79-65 over Falco Vulcano Sombate. Well, the shooting numbers are just out of this world for Brindisi. Still 73% inside the arc, 62 beyond it, and 92% at the free throw line. And unless Falco can come up and do something defensively to change the game, it looks like Happy Casa Brindisi are going to not only reach the century mark, but record their 3rd victory, more importantly, of the Basketball Champions League season. Fourth quarter action underway here in Brindisi. Happy Casa Brindisi lead it by 14 points. And again, that pressure defensively applied by Brindisi, forcing the turnover. Sparta missed it from a long way out that time. Shot blocked. And Filipovic, boy, that was a tough finish, wasn't it? Kind of turned his body. It's the best game that I've seen him play this season in the Basketball Champions League. I've seen a bunch of them. He's got 10 points. He's got, I think, 12, in fact, with that one. 11, excuse me. And 6 rebounds. Alley-oop pass. How about that? And the dunk thrown down by Washington on the alley-oop. Back to a 10-point game. Almost as if Brindisi like to play with fire. Interesting to see if they get burned, because they've been in control in this game. Nope, no problem, they say. We'll just get ourselves another alley-oop. This time it'll be Gaspardo who finishes it off. Gaspardo raises his hand, commits the foul. Good work from Stone. He's going to take a seat. 17 points tonight for him. Benka leans into it, stays with it, and gets it back to 10 points. Still some work to do here for Brindisi. Zanelli. Well, they just are not stopping scoring. Esparto this time. Just know how to put the ball in the basket. They got so many options. Dangerous pass. Martin's pass goes out of bounds. Intended for Radosavljevic. Booker comes back in. Well, it's not going to be easy any way you look at it for these two teams in this group. Some tough games ahead. Neptūnas Klaipėda will go to Hungary to face Falco next week. And Falco will be at home against JDA Dijon after that. Filipovity. And the ball batted out. And Radosavljevic caught the left arm or the left elbow of Lake. And they call a foul. Watch again the right, or sorry, the left. Here, this is a different angle. Oh, yeah. Gotta watch the elbows, I'm afraid. Radosavljevic certainly felt it. He went down like a sack of wheat. Here it is again. They want to see if it's an unsportsmanlike. That's why the delay. Now from that angle, no, I don't want to say there was intent, but it certainly looked questionable. What are they going to call it? Yes, they do. That's why they have the review monitor. So 2 free throws and possession. And the lead goes back to 15. And it's a big sequence here. Could be a big trip down the floor if they score. And they do. The dunk. 4-point trip down the floor for Radosavljevic. You see his nose. You can see where he got popped by Lake. And the lead is 17. It looked like he was asking Lake, did you do it? And Lake said no. We'll go back and review it on tape. Oh, behind the back pass. Ends up with Hooker in the right corner. That would have been sweet if he'd made it. Benka makes another three. They're refusing to go away, but the problem is for the Hungarian team is they're running out of time. There's under 6 minutes to go now. They're still down by 14. Hooker. Another three. Filipovity. And gets it back to 12 points. Has to be mildly frustrating for the Brindisi coach to see that his team has not yet delivered the knockout punch. Radosavljevic. His pass knocked away, and Benka has it, and he's fouled. Well, Vitucci might call a timeout just to say, hey guys, come on. Boy, countless times with Benka, though, he's flirting with an unsportsmanlike himself. He is raising his elbows a lot. He's got to be careful. So Vitucci's answer, rather than call a timeout, is to take Gaspardo out and reinsert Brown. Three-point shot is good. Wow. And it's a 9-point game. That was Curry. 13 points. Third three. Campo Grande. Bounce pass. Martin, wide open three. And goodness me. He definitely had the basketball god's smile upon him that time. It did not look like it was going in. We didn't get the three earlier, but that one was definitely a three. Hooker between his legs, kind of fades away. Reddick kept it alive. Curry again keeping it alive. Washington, but not able to save it. That was Martin. Look at that. Boy, that hit literally off the back of the iron. Clanged might be the best way to put it. Clanged it off the iron, then kind of hit the backboard and then just kind of fell in. You don't often see a three-pointer go in like that. Okay.
One more game, you understand me, Sombotelli. If we are in circle or something, okay, you understand me or not, eh? It's not now that you are making a bullshit, okay? Roll it, simple offenses.
He's reminding his team that these teams are going to play again, and you never know. Points difference could come into play, so keep this game close.
On the other side, you have free small fouls. Where? You will take the free small fouls on the plane. Huh? You will take it on the plane or what? Do it to pitch commentary in a way. Rebound and defend. Offensive rebound is okay. Play more simple spread. Put the ball. Try to put one ball inside, but play. 5 down. Just diamond. Come out on Jew side and immediately post up. 4 go up. You understand or not? All right, let's go ahead.
Certainly O'Korn is not convinced all the time that the players are getting what he's saying, and you know, maybe it's just because his first language obviously is Hungarian, and he's got a lot of primarily Americans in his team, so he's just asking again, do you understand what I'm saying? Has to be a little disconcerting for him, but he can only do what he can only do. Radosavljevic turns, misses. Three and a half minutes. Redick. Gets it, goes back in. Oh! And he challenged Radosavljevic. Goes down hard and is helped up by Brown. Radosavljevic did nothing but raise. Well, he did get him with the body a little bit. Redick, 17 points, 5 rebounds. It's been another decent night for him. He got the basket, but not the three-point play. Oh, what a drive. Lupu Campogrande, he goes into double digits now with 11 points. Surprised he doesn't have more than that. He's been very effective. Oh, beautiful handoff and finished with the dunk from Filipovic. Radosavljevic drives in, misses again. Filipovic crosses midcourt over to Curry, and he was fouled. So free throws coming now for Curry. And don't look now, this thing isn't over yet, folks. We haven't seen the sustained run from the Hungarian team tonight, but at least they have not allowed this thing to get away from them completely. Radosavljevic comes out of the game. So 9 points the difference. Curry has ended up having a pretty decent night tonight. 15 points. And again, still some work to do for Brindisi. Thompson almost turns it over. Thompson misses. Filipovic. Hooker. Curry feeling it a bit. Curry turned it over. Stone reached in, knocked it away. Zanelli gets it back to Stone. Now you start to wonder, will they get to 100 points? Nice finish and drive. So Stone with another 2 points. Redick drives in, makes the shot, and is fouled. He has a chance to get it to a 7-point deficit. Look at this tough move, guarded by Martin. Martin was guarding him, took some contact, kind of falls away, and Redick said, well, if you're not going to be there, I'm going to go straight to the basket. And that's what he did.
Should score. Okay, also if it's not score, listen me. Immediately, hey, I tell you what, please, please, you score. Doesn't matter, man to man, full court press. Yeah. Also fighting. Listen now. When the ball go out, trap. Read a little. Pass go. Wait for a moment. Trap. Protect the easy basket. If you are beaten small foul, try to steal one ball and score. Okay?
We have 2 more fouls.
Listen me. Yeah? Okay. Right, let's go. Good. Bravo, guys. Bravo.
Two of Stone's points tonight. He has 19. But Happy Brindisi lead it 95-87. This thing is not yet done. Not with Redick at the line trying to complete a three-point play. And he does. And Redick, meanwhile, just keeps pouring in the points. He's got 20. Full court pressure. Stone breaks it and then loses it. Gets it back. Thompson gets it down low. And getting in there for the rebound. Thompson. And another possession. Martin pulls up at the stripe. Well, it looks like the 100 points may not come in the end. Thompson, or rather Brown, meanwhile, knocks it away. Thompson fouled as he goes up, and it's an unsportsmanlike. So now we might indeed get the 100 points. Good aggressive play from Brown and then Thompson. Filippovity did not want to give up the basket. Well, they can go and review this to see if they thought indeed it was an unsportsmanlike. And I think because he had the big swinging motion, that's going to stay. So 96. Adrian Banks watching the rest of this one from the bench. Makes 1 of 2. Now 4 points shy of the century mark. I'm not sure they're going to get it. Anyway, it's an 8-point lead, and that's the most important thing for Brindisi right now. They're closing in on victory. Zanelli. Stone. Now Hooker. To Redick, and he is fouled yet again. Makes the shot and has a chance for another three-point play. Well, full marks to Falco. They've kept playing. I think they're going to come up short, but at least they've shortened the gap. And three-point play eludes him this time. Thompson flies in, gets the 2 points right back. Back to an 8-point game. Filippovity drives in and gets the 2 points right back for Sombote. So that's how it finishes, folks. Brindisi win it. They were in control for most of the game, but they never really put it away until the very end. But a win is a win, and they'll take it. So the final score, again, is you look at the last plays here. Anyway, they win it 98-92. Happy Casa Brindisi over Falco Sombote. Overall, just too much offense, and when they had to turn up the defense, they were able to do that. They led by as many as 22 points. But in the end, they settled for a 98-92 win. %68% inside the arc, 56% from deep. It was just a good night shooting the basketball. Sombote ended up shooting 56% inside the arc themselves. They got better as they tried to extend the game. Both teams finished with 31 rebounds. Stone 19 points, Thompson 14, and Brown had 11. Reddick finished with a game high 22 points for Sombote. Filipovic also had a nice game tonight, 17 points. And those two guys, don't forget Ronald Curry had 15 points, as well as Szilard Finke. He had 15. Devon Washington 11. There's no Zoltan Pearl tonight. There's no Ferrari either. So Falco a little bit short-handed. They fall to 2-4. Happy Casa Brindisi improved to 3-3. So we'll get a look at the standings here in just a minute. Filipovic overall decent game, 17 points, 12 rebounds, plus 23 efficiency. Ron Curry also had 7 assists to go with his 15 points. And he had 3 steals for plus 22 efficiency. Reddick had 5 rebounds and a steal to go with his 22 points. But if you look back at it, points off turnovers, in fact, in the end, it was a 20 for Falco Vulcano Sombote. Just 12 points off turnovers for Happy Casa Brindisi. But where really Happy Casa Brindisi had the advantage, they could bring guys off the bench and score a lot of points. They finished with 36 points from the bench and just 15 in that respect for the Hungarian team. They're coming off the bench tonight. Zanelli had 7 points. Campogrande had 11. Gaspardo had 8. And Radosavljevic had 10 points. So there was a lot of firepower coming on as reserves. And that meant they could take off some of their big guns like Banks, like Brown, like Martin, Stone, Thompson, and know that the scoreboard would continue to tick over, although they did not get to 100 as it seemed they would at one point. So these are the updated standings. Happy Casa Brindisi now 4th at 3-3, and Falco Sombote down at 2-4 are in 7th place. 3 2-4 teams and a couple of 3-3 teams and 3 4-2 teams. So tightly packed Group D here in the Basketball Champions League. Final score once again, folks. Happy Casa Brindisi win it 98-92 over Falco Vulcano Sombote. Thanks for watching.